sucker for love. And in this world full of suckers, you fit mine like a glove. The fit is perfect, but nobody above, yeah. The clock's ticking as the time flies by. We in two different worlds, but living the same life. Two different dreams, you make me feel so alive. Need you by my side, need you by my side. Just a power couple daily blowing off steam. Making love to you so damn seamlessly. We be doing it so damn frequently. Easy cause we on the same damn frequency. Take it to the Sunset Boulevard. Tell mama says she wanna tag along. She don't care if it's right or if it's wrong. Yeah, we'd always get along. Even through the downs, gotta stay strong. Now we singing the same song. All I ever, yeah, is think about you. I think about you daily. So baby girl, don't play me. All I ever, yeah, is think about you.
They call me Dan, the Lakers fan. And I got a master plan for the Lakers back to the promised land. Spread the vision through my people, cause we fans are equal. When we reach 20K subs, yeah, we gon' drop a sequel. Another Laker anthem track, watch me run it back. Got the keys to the city where my Laker jet.
What up, family? It's your boy DTLF back with another pregame live stream. Oh man, I'm excited for this one, man. Lakers versus Thunder should be a damn good game. I'm really excited for this one. Now, no Luka, no Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, so we kind of cancel each other out. J Dub out of the blue just got healthy to play the Lakers. What else is new today? But it should be an exciting matchup, and this has the potential to be the best win of the year if the Lakers could step up here and take care of business. And yes, Steph is out of the All-Star game, so I'd love it if they could put our boy Austin Reeves in there as a replacement for sure. Golden opportunity. Don't mess this up, Adam Silver. Do not mess this up. I repeat. Put our boy Austin. He's well-deserved and all that good stuff. What up, Kimmy? What's up, everybody? Good to see y'all, man. All right, we got a lot to talk about. I'm glad you guys are here early. All right, because obviously we made a move a couple nights ago right after I got off the live stream. I made a short about it. I want to talk about more in depth about the Kobe Buffkin signing. All right, let me break it down for you guys about this guard. Because some people don't know who this guy is. We got another Kobe in LA. All right, and the Lakers signed 22-year-old Kobe Buffkin, who's a 6'4", 195-pound guard, right, to a 2-year contract with a team option in the second year. Okay, for 2026 and 2027 to fill their final roster spot. This is our final spot. We gave it up. All right, now this came right after the trade deadline. You know, Buffkin was originally the number 15 pick from the Hawks in 2023. All right, he played sparingly there and briefly with the Nets after a trade, right? Then he landed with the South Bay Lakers and, the G League affiliate and via a trade in November 2025, and he signed a 10-day with the Lakers where he averaged about 3 points per game in 11 minutes. All right, but he impressed enough to stick. And now he has a standard NBA deal. To me, in my opinion, this is a low risk, high upside move. Now, this is like a near veteran minimum with an option giving the Lakers flexibility. Now, remember, Buffkin is young, he's athletic, and he's already somewhat familiar with this organization, right? For South Bay, he averaged 35.3 minutes per game, 27.7 points per game, shooting 52% from the field and 43% from beyond the arc. He also shot 89% from the free throw line with 3 rebounds, 4.7 assists, 1.5 steals, and 1.2 blocks. All right. He also averaged about 24.7 in 7 tip-off tournament games, and he had about 5 30-plus point games and about 3 40-point games this season with the South Bay Lakers. So he was straight up dominating the G League as a primary scorer and creator. Okay. So a lot of people weren't happy with it. Obviously, we wanted somebody a little bit more seasoned, ready to go, and all of that. But there's high upside in this kid. All right, I'll tell you that right now. High upside in this kid, and we're gonna see how that translates, and if he gets a role. But to me, this kid has some pretty good potential. We've seen players like Alex Caruso carve a career out of themselves from two-way contract to this. We've seen Austin Reeves impress and get from two-way contract to where he's at now. Could Kobe Buffkin be the next one in line? Right now, I like his defense a lot. He has the potential to be like a Bruce Brown type guard / wing type player, who can defend multiple positions and provide energy. But offensively, you know, he gives me a little bit of a Malik Monk, Jordan Poole type vibe, maybe you know, somebody like that, like some sort of combination like that. And we're gonna see what happens. But the dream here for the Lakers is that they found the next young guy. He's only 22, right? He's not a superstar prospect anymore after limited NBA reps so far, but he's still 22, super young, you know, and he exploded onto the scene for the G League. So, that, you know, it's a again, no risk, near minimum money, 2 years with a team option. If he flames out, you cut him, right, and you move on with almost zero cap hit, right? Compare that to buyout guys that often want more money, guaranteed deals, and only sign for like the rest of the season, right? So, again, the youth plus the upside in a short-term deal in the buyout market, that's good. Also, the fit and familiarity. He already had a 10-day contract. He knows JJ's system a little bit, and you know, it'll be great. It'll be great to see what, you know, how he pans out and all that good stuff, man. So, again, the Lakers have a track record of turning G League standouts into contributors, right? So, again, hopefully something happens, and you know, some outlets have called it a mistake for skipping the buyout wings. But again, in a world where the Lakers are capped out and they need to think of the future, locking in a 22-year-old who's been doing great in the G League, I think it's a smart asset management. That's what people are saying these days, asset management. I think it's smart. Low floor risk, but legitimate upside ceiling. And let's see if he becomes a reliable 12 to 15 minute per game guy. And let's see, here comes a new challenger. Let's see who battles out for these minutes, right? I did see the fight between Detroit and Charlotte. I did, fam. I did. I for sure did. Interesting. That's the first one we've seen where they actually throw punches in a while. So, and again, you know, there were some key players available in free agency. Lonzo Ball, who was recently waived by the Jazz, right? But his injury history is crazy now. Haywood Highsmith, the small forward that was waived, 3-and-D wing type. You know, he's been recovering from knee surgery, but he was drawing interest, apparently even from the Lakers. Now, could the Lakers still wait? There was a date that somebody told me where they can get a prorated, if they waive somebody like Dalton or somebody, they can get a prorated amount to give to a player like Haywood Highsmith, right? Mike Conley went straight back to the Timberwolves. Chris Paul is old. You know, there was a couple pieces there, but again, the Lakers went with the highest upside that they believe. I wanted Cam Thomas personally. That's why I wanted. But I'm not mad at this one. I like what I saw from Kobe Buffkin. You know, combo guard. He's got tremendous potential, again, to become a two-way player. And let's see if he can make a career, like I said, out of himself, right? Now, Lakers still going to have options, but for now, it looks like our roster is rounded out. All right. Before I get into the game, pregame, and all that, and, you know, I'm going to go ahead and share because I already submitted my Prize Picks entry. That way, you guys can either cocktail mine or like some of these players are already playing, then you can go ahead and substitute some players. But I picked up Jokic for 22.5. He was the special of the day. Austin Reeves, 28.5 points, rebounds, and assists. We're going to need him versus OKC. DeAndre Ayton, I went under on rebounds. This guy has been trash rebounding, and he's going up against Chet and some other bigs that are really tough. And then Jake LaRavia, I need him to be scrappy today. So points, rebounds, assists, I picked him up. Make sure you guys tail. So over on Jokic, over on Austin, points, rebounds, and assists, PRA, right? I went under on Ayton on rebounds. I don't know. He hasn't made me a believer lately. Could be wrong. And then Jake LaRavia, points, rebounds, assists, I went over. Okay, so just pick the little arrow up or down, however you'd like. And that is the way Prize Picks works. All right, so make sure you guys tap in there. Give you guys a Prize Picks entry a little early so you have time to submit it. Let's see. I'm glad we finally kept one of our own players. Yeah, we do give away a lot of young talent, all right? And this guy was doing some amazing stuff. You know, this guy was doing some truly spectacular stuff. But in the G League, let's see how it translates to the regular season. If he can carve out about 10 minutes per game, you know, he can get some of those minutes maybe that Gabe Vincent has given up once Austin returns to the starting lineup. But again, it's going to get interesting to see how everything pans out. But I want to talk about this, guys. Here's the latest on the front office rumors. The big story is insane, right? Rob Pelinka in the summer. There's a major rumor here. Dan Wilkie of The Athletic reported that the Lakers plan significant hires to a wide range of front office positions this summer. All right. Explicitly modeling the structure after the Dodgers championship winning setup. And I told you guys this was going to happen. I told you guys that was going to happen, and I wouldn't be surprised. I told you, watch out for this summer. So far, everything my source has told me and everything I have told you guys has been spot on, even before you guys get it from like Dan Wilkie of The Athletic. So shout out to my guy, man, who's been feeding me information on a DL, right? But a rival executive called a fully built out Lakers front office, right? Like fully built out, meaning we didn't have the resources. Rob Pelinka's wearing like 2 to 3 hats, which is probably why he's overwhelmed, right? So even if Rob doesn't get fired, and some of you guys might get your wish because the report went on to say that he might be on his last legs, you know. But depending on how far we go in the postseason, so the pressure's on for Robbie P. But Robbie seems to be on, you know. He himself addressed it publicly after a recent game, and he said that he and Jeannie, you know, did a deep dive into Walter on areas to grow and get aggressive, and praised Andrew Friedman, Dodgers president of basketball operations, as an incredible quote-unquote resource, all right? And he called the Dodgers deep, no expense spared front office a North Star, which everybody knows the North Star is what you follow, right, to get to the promised land. So he said, this is what Rob Pelinka had to say. He said, we're still going through that process of how we'll look in the offseason and what additions we'll make. But there will be some positive changes, and we will build things out. He positioned himself, you know, along with Jeannie as leading these changes with Walter's support. So let's see if Rob sticks around or if he's going to be out of there in a little bit, man. It's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be a crazy summer, and I look forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And some of you guys might actually get what you wish for. He said, Wokey and Steen reported last week that Jeannie and Rob are going to be leading the new Lakers. Also, Rob talked about how they're going to be adding to the front office this summer. Yes, I just now read the quotes. Absolutely. Obviously, they're going to be a part of it because they're a part of it now, but things can change. Things can change from here to the offseason depending on what type of playoff run we have. And I've seen what Mark Walter did with the Dodgers, man. He played nice until he didn't, and then he cleaned house. So let's not be surprised if that happens with at least with Rob Pelinka. But there's also a chance that he just gets moved to a different front office position, and somebody that's actually credible enough to play the GM role takes that position. We'll see. The point here and the key is that they said no expense spared. So that's going to get really, really interesting, and that means that they're not going to, cut back on anything. They're going to go and hire. They need to hire 3, 4, 5 different positions at the front office. They're going to do that. That's good news for Laker fans, I think. But wouldn't you say, D-Free? I think that's really good news. Yes, make sure you guys join us for the watch party live over on Primetime TV, all right? Second channel on the main page of this channel. Scroll down and you'll see Primetime TV on the main page. But again, this is going to be an exciting time for Laker fans. This offseason can be full of surprises, and it can be full of different moves that they're making, right? And again, NBA sources have said that unless the Lakers make a real deep playoff run, right, with LeBron and Luka, Pelinka's job is on life support. This is a quote I read today, right? One of the execs questioned whether he has the league's respect or a clear long-term vision. So again, it's going to be really intriguing. All right, but let's get to tonight's matchup, man, because we face the Thunder. It's going to be primetime TV, man. It is time for a good game. DeAndre Ayton has been upgraded to available for the game. Maxi Kleber, who led the Lakers in plus-minus 2 straight wins versus Philly and versus Golden State. Can he continue that tonight? And again, no Luka, no shade tonight. No Luka, no shade. But again, this is one of the best teams in the NBA we're going up against. And regardless of who's playing, J-Dub is suiting up tonight after not having a return timetable for his return. So again, right on cue, somebody returns for the Laker game. We have to exploit them, man. We have to exploit them, take care of the basketball, and then hopefully our defense leads to some transition buckets, because in the half court, they're an elite defensive team for sure. I'm going to need DeAndre Ayton to put on his big boy pants today. All right, I'm going to need this guy to do something. I'm going to need him to prove my prize picks wrong and actually get a double-double, okay? I don't believe in him after how wishy-washy he's been, but he's capable of having one of those blue moon games where he drops 20 and 10. And hopefully tonight is one of those nights. It's going to be tough, though. Going up against Chet, you're going up against the size that OKC provides. Going to be really tough. But we're going to need also LeBron and Austin Reeves to lead the way. You know, LeBron's been very steady, averaging around 22 points per game. I need that to go up today. Go up to 25 to 30 with Luka's absence for sure. And then Reeves is back. He kind of had a bad game after having an exceptional game, the one before the last game. But the last game he was a little off. But let's see if he can get back to being explosive and torch teams again, because he's been tremendous. With Luka out, we need a lot from Austin Reeves, our power duo right there. We also have to contain J-Dub, all right? Our Jalen Williams got to be contained. OKC supporting cast is already tough enough. We can't let their stars go off. He's returning from an injury, and he should be fresh. He's going to be a threat, you know. But let's see. Our defense recently has been solid at home. We have a 14-8 record, and we got to continue that, you know. We got to force OKC into tough shots without SGA, you know, and pressure their guards and limit transition. Thunder love to run. They absolutely love to run, right? So home court energy, please, and pace and control for the Lakers, right? Because we've been doing good. We've won 3 games in a row. Let's keep that rolling tonight. And again, another key is going to be the bench production and the shooting. You know, brand new addition, Luke Kennard. A lot of fun to see somebody who actually knows how to play basketball, unlike others. You know, unlike lame Vincent, right? Well, Rui Hachimura coming off the bench is really nice as well. Let's see if we go back to the starters the way they were with Ayton coming back today. And yeah, I mean, we have a power bench as long as Austin's coming off of that bench with Rui. And now, like I said, the new addition, guys like Luke Kennard spotting up, you know, opening things up. Really, really fun. It should be a fun game, guys. We know what OKC can do, but the Lakers have been balling, you know. My guy said, no expense spared is music to my ears. We should operate like the franchise we are and not cut corners financially. Me and you both, buddy. Me and you both. I'm very excited for that. You know, too bad Mark Welter wasn't around for the AD LeBron era, because that would have been, I think, at least 2 championships instead of 1. So, but we'll see, man. He said, I think he gets a pass. This is a bridge year, and that's easy to explain if you're Rob. Well, he only gets a pass, from what I'm hearing, if the Lakers finish strong. If at least we make it to the Western Conference, maybe. Anything short of that, I don't think he deserves a pass, because he was very stagnant throughout the years in trade deadlines, with the exception of the Luka trade deadline, right? And also the one where he traded for D'Lo, for Vando, and Malik Beasley. Those were his 2 best trade deadlines in how many years has he been here? 8 already? In 8 years, he's had 2 good trade deadlines. That's not good, right? So he would definitely be on the hot seat if we don't advance very far. That's just me, though. He said, we may not want that, but they didn't have flexibility this year. Yeah, but again, got to get somewhere, man. We got to get somewhere, and that'll be awesome if we do get far this season. Come on. He said, speaking on AR, I found out today he's the most efficient guard in NBA history in the 3-point shot era per true shooting percentage. Nowadays, we don't go off of just the field goal or 3-point. Crazy superpower. Austin is special, and he deserves to be an all-star. Don't mess this up, Adam Silver. All right, Curry went down with oldenitis. All right, the man is old. So let's go ahead and play Austin Reeves at the all-star game. He deserves it, and he's on the American side as well. Come on now. Come on now. Bring him in. Bring him in. He said, man, I'm saying Shane Mark came so late. Hey, better late than never, man. I'm excited to have Mark Welter. I know we all are, man. And again, I was anticipating, I was really anticipating him making moves, but not to the offseason. And I think I've been pretty on point right now, because I said, if there's one move he should make right now, it's trading away Gabe Vincent. He did exactly that. So now I'm expecting some big moves in the offseason. I'm not just talking trades and free agency. I'm talking front office moves. I'm talking maybe we go in and get Bob Myers to play the GM, somebody that the league respects to make trades. You know, we need to have better trade deadlines. And off seasons, he's been okay. Rob Pelinka, I thought the last offseason he was very solid. I really loved the DeAndre Ayton, Marcus Smart, Jake LaRavia acquisition, and re-signing Luka. I thought that was an A right there for sure. But other off seasons have been very mid, and other trade deadlines have been very mid. Is a Duke Thero playing? No, but he's starting to ramp up the process. He's starting to get healthier. I heard both him and Bronny were sent down to the G League. Bronny to get some reps, and him just to get his health better. So he said, The Rui trade was a steal, but he can explain the lack of trades. He didn't want to do anything for LeBron AD era anymore. It's obvious as they quit on that duo after Russell Westbrook. All I know is he quit on the fucking Laker fan base because we expect the best at all times. No more excuses for Rob Pelinka. He's running out. He's running out of real estate, man. He's gonna end up walking the plank pretty soon. You better hope the guy that this team can put together a run, and we're capable of making a run this year, but we got to be healthy and we got to be on the same page, and they got to buy in. And JJ has to grow because the last postseason he had was an absolute atrocity. I'm trying to see the growth from the last postseason to this postseason. And right now, by the way, the Lakers are currently 5th in the Western Conference. Okay, there's very important games to be played, including ours. Also, Minnesota is whooping Atlanta. Unfortunately, we could have used them losing. Denver is beating Cleveland. Unfortunately, we could use Denver losing. There's some games here that we're gonna have to keep an eye out on. So the Western Conference is a bloodbath every year, and let's hope for the best. Solo, he said, I'm curious to see the front office moves we make. This summer is going to be an interesting one, and I got you guys covered from end to end. So if you already haven't, please subscribe, hit that post noti, and all that good stuff. We are 1 game out of 3rd, right? Let me double check to make sure. We're like a game and a half out of 3rd for sure. In the loss column, we're exactly tied, but the Nuggets have 34-19, okay, and they're winning tonight. So we're like a game and a half back. The Rockets are 32-19. We're virtually tied with them. We win tonight, and they lose soon, and we're going to be in good position here. But every game is super crucial. We got about 30 games left on the season, and it's time to put on our big boy pants and go to work. By the way, did anybody watch the Super Bowl? I didn't have a chance to watch it, nor did I want to. My mom came to visit, and we had some, awesome mother-son girlfriend quality time. But yeah, if anybody saw it, let me know how it was. My brother said it was absolute dog shit. The game, not the performance, the game. So you guys let me know if you guys had fun, what you guys had, all that. Drop it in the comment section, guys. Would love for you guys to share. This is the first Super Bowl I've missed in the last 15 years. So next year, I'm for sure watching it, no matter who's the matchup. It will be in Los Angeles, so I'm definitely going to be watching it. So I wasn't excited. Okay, so I was right. I was right. I knew the Seahawks were going to run away with it. That's why I was disinterested. More so than just being a sore loser because my team lost to the Seahawks. I knew the real Super Bowl was Rams versus Seahawks. And so once we lost, that was the Super Bowl. I already knew what the outcome was going to be. And it is what it is. But he said the game was trash. He said, I'm just waking up from the Super Bowl. My man had a food coma. I see you. Apparently Bad Bunny was good. I'm not a fan. I'm definitely not a fan, but a lot of people are raving about it, man. Good for Puerto Rico. And good for all the Bad Bunny fans. But yeah, I wouldn't even watch the replay if I'm being honest. Sharon says, GM don't quit on players, they trade them. Even with a no trade clause, you bench them. Rob lied to LeBron, Luka, and fans. He plays profits over championships. Talk to him, Sharon. Well, I'll tell you what, Sharon. Rob has been a coin flip. When it's heads, it's positive. When it's tails, it's negative. And he's done some positive things throughout his stint. I cannot discredit him for landing LeBron, even though Magic's going to take the full credit there. For landing AD via trade, that was a good trade for us. And for landing Luka, like he's great at landing superstars, But at the end of the day, I'll say this. At the end of the day, Rob has been a coin flip. And that's not good enough to be at the helm of, of the Lakers. It's just not good enough. Let's see. Cattle Guy said, nah, Dan, y'all vilified me for being concerned about giving up the second-round pick for 1/4 of a season of Kennard. Now that it's out, you can't just buy a second-round pick. Do you still like the move if we don't re-sign Kennard? Yes, I like the move. First of all, we're going to get more wins just by not having a bum like Gabe Vincent on the – listen, one thing, Cattle Guy, you have to worry about, we're not the type of team that worries too much about second-round picks in the future. If it was first-round picks, you would have had a point. But to my point, right, Luke Kennard came in and already had a better game than Gabe Vincent had all season. 10 points, 4 for 7, made an impact. Okay, so that's worth a second-round pick. If an impact player during a year where this might be the last year we have LeBron, if that's not worth a second-round pick to you, then I don't know what is, to be honest. So, yeah, your point is still not valid in my book. I don't know if anybody else, makes it valid. But I didn't vilify you. I just disagree with you, man. Everybody else in the chat destroyed you, bro. But I did not vilify you. I can respectfully disagree with somebody, or disagree with somebody. It doesn't matter if we agree or not. Basketball's all about opinions, and we're not always going to be, on the same page. Hey, Tasia, what's up, girl? How you doing? Good to see you. He said, my brother, you don't need to like Bad Bunny. He said, I don't listen to his music much, and I'm Puerto Rican. It was the message he brought: togetherness, unity, and love. All we need in this country. Well, that's good if he brought that message. I didn't watch it, so I can't comment on it, bro. But I wasn't interested, not so much for the halftime show. I also didn't care for it, obviously. They haven't really been picking artists I like lately. But, I never watched the Super Bowl for the halftime. That's usually for the girls are the ones that like the halftime shows. And if it's good, like the year that they had Bruno Mars and they had some real amazing artists, I watched and it was amazing. But they rarely put on a good halftime show. Sometimes they do. They'll surprise you once in a while. I didn't want to watch because it's the Patriots, bro. And I knew the Patriots were going to lose anyways, and the Seahawks beat my team. So I had no point in watching. That's what it is. But hey, man, if he put on a good message and all that, good for Bad Bunny and his fans and everybody who watched the Super Bowl. I wasn't gonna make time for it, bro. But hey, congrats, man. Congrats. If he put on for the culture, that's what it's all about. Yes, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe for sure. I'm not gonna hate on Bad Bunny. I don't care for his music, but I'm not gonna hate on him, bro. But what I am gonna hate on is the game. That's what we watch. That's what men watch the Super Bowl for. And if it wasn't good, then I made the right decision at the end of the day. The Pistons are allowed to play dirty. I seen that, bro. That's crazy. That is crazy. He said, my only commentary is acting like seconds don't matter. They matter and to everyone, and they stack up to complete trades. Again, the CBA's fucking everything up. The CBA's fucking everything up. If you can't buy second round picks anymore, that shit is whack. Period. And if again, Rob Pelinka's days might be numbered. So everybody who's hating on him might get your wish. He might be out of here. I told you guys that might happen anyway. So, not good management, but that's contingent of Kennard not resigning. Kennard has been a great acquisition, regardless of how we put it, man. He's going to fit right in, and he's a shot taker and a shot maker, and he does more than what I initially thought he would. He puts the ball on the floor and makes the good decisions. So I'm happy with that, and that's definitely worth the second round pick in itself. Plus, we didn't have to lock ourselves up. I think it would have been a worse trade if we traded for a player like Mike Muscala. That was a horrible trade. And we lock up, ourselves to a player for a multi-year deal, and now you don't have the cap flexibility in the offseason. Lakers kept the flexibility, got rid of the bum Gabe Vincent, and they got a good player in return, or at least a decent player, right? What I didn't agree with my guy, he was saying jock riding. No one in the chat was jock riding Kennard. We wasn't calling him the second coming of Klay Thompson or nothing. That's jock riding. Right? So I don't know what he's talking about vilifying. No. He said, didn't watch the game, but definitely watched the Bad Bunny halftime show. I couldn't understand most of what he's saying, but it was a vibe. That's what it's all about, man. It's not always about understanding, but if you can dance to the music and you're having a good time, then good for you. That's all that matters, bro. There's a lot of rappers nowadays I can't understand shit they're saying, bro. And I'm a big hip hop head. I'm a big fan of hip hop. That can go for a lot of different artists too. I feel like the Super Bowl should have been Broncos versus Rams. That would have been a great Super Bowl. That's neither here or there. I'm not going to be salty. Congratulations to the Seahawks. I'm happy for Cooper Kupp. He deserves it more than anybody. It's fuck everybody else. I don't care for Sam Darnold, Darnold Duck. I don't care if he played for USC. I don't care for none of them. Okay. But congrats to my guy Cooper Kupp. I'm happy for him. It is what it is. We'll be we'll be there next year in LA. We'll be there. He said all the Latin nations was represented, including Mexico, my brother. Hey, that's awesome, man. I'm glad. That makes me happy. Shout out to Bad Bunny for doing that. Let's see here. I wasn't, he said, it wasn't buying. It was adding money and swapping seconds. You need seconds to buy seconds. You add cash to your own. And that's fine. We're not going to worry about that right now because we're not at the draft. We during the season. I think fans lose too much track of what's before us. What's before us right now, we got a mega star in Luka Doncic. We got an aging mega star in LeBron James. And we got a rising mega star in Austin Reeves. Anytime you can add to that, of course, we didn't solve all the issues of the trade deadline. Apparently, Rob Pelinka does not have relationships with people. And everybody's still traumatized from us fleecing the Dallas Mavericks. So he did what he could, I believe. I'm not vouching for him, but I'm also not going to critique him, but I thought it was a good move. It wasn't a great move, all right? We didn't go out there and get like Herb Jones or nothing like that, but we got a shooter, and we got rid of a brick star. Okay, we got rid of a minute-consuming Frodo Baggin of basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got rid of a hobbit in basketball. And anytime you could do that while getting somebody who can give you some valuable minutes, it's a win. And that's all I said. And there was a lot of pushback to that, but I stand my ground on this take. I think it was a good trade for us. It wasn't great, but it was good. Yeah, technically, you can buy them. You can buy first two. Teams just don't give them up for nothing in return. They want your picks back, so they have something. And that's fine. Again, second-round picks. Remember, the Lakers have done a great job of, even now, Kobe Buffkin, 22-year-old, we didn't need a pick to acquire him. Austin Reeves, we didn't need a pick to acquire him. Who else? Alex Caruso, we didn't need a pick to acquire him. So this is why I wouldn't stress, so much about giving up a second-round pick. Like, I've never heard Laker fans stress so much about giving up a second-round pick. We need to stop being so analytical and leave that to the front office. Let them worry about it. And on top of that, let's enjoy the fact that we acquired a decent player, man. That's more fun than sitting here and picking what's going to happen in the future, man. We can only control the right now. That's all we can control. And right now, we improved a little bit. Bro, we get rid of a donut. Stop crying. We're still having this conversation. Bro said like he really made a point about salary flexibility. Bro, we don't care. We got rid of Gabe and we acquired a good player. Good, not great, good. And it's not jock writing. The halftime show with Dr. Dre was fire. It was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, man. It was pretty cool. There's been some great ones, and that one was perfect because it was in LA. That was iconic. But there's also been some mid ones. You know what I'm saying? There's been some okay ones, and then I don't watch the Super Bowl for the halftime show. If it's good, so it's like a cherry on top, right? I watch the Super Bowl for the game. If it was good, then people will be talking about it the next day. Kind of like right now, everybody. I can tell that the Bad Bunny performance was actually good because people are talking about it and they're raving about it. I haven't heard one comment saying that thing was trash. So that's how you know it was good. When the majority opinion is what matters at the end of the day. So they chose the right guy, apparently. My boy said, are we getting someone in the bio market? Our roster, I don't know if you knew the news or not, Jonathan. Thanks for Super Chat, by the way. Our final roster spot has been taken up by Kobe Buffkin. So that's your guy. Now, according to my guy D Free, he says if you wait till we get closer towards the end of the season, you can maybe, waive somebody and then sign somebody to a prorated amount, right? You can sign somebody to a prorated amount. So there's still a possibility, but it's looking like the Lakers like the roster as is, and this might be the one that goes into the postseason, assuming we get there, of course, right? So he's not getting no minutes in Atlanta, bro. So clearly we made the right decision. Anyways, final three keys to the game. We can talk all day. This is always a blast talking to you guys, chopping it up. Make sure you guys tap in on Primetime TV. We'll be over there chopping it up, talking Super Bowl, food, and the game, and so much more. Final three keys to tonight's match I'm giving to you right now. And I hate to sound like a broken record, but it is coming out of the gates early, okay? Because anytime we don't, we struggle. Luckily, we've been turning up in the second half, but it's a bad habit that needs to die hard. Let's come out of the gates early, set the tone, and take care of business, okay? Thunder's not going to be easy. You cannot come out slow versus them, or you're going to get cooked. Secondly, I need my boy Austin and my boy LeBron to go ham. And we're not talking Darvin, all right? We need Austin and LeBron to go crazy tonight. I'm talking 25 points apiece efficiently. They can do that with some dimes here and there and some solid, okay effort on the defensive end. We'll be all right. We'll at least compete versus Oklahoma City and not get blown out. I'm tired of getting blown out versus these type of teams, all right? And then finally, my final key is going to be we have to pay attention to detail tonight. The matchups, who's hot, who's not, who's missing, who's playing, the scouting report. I hope they did their homework. All of that matters when you play OKC. It's the little things. It's the battle between the battle that wins you the games, per se. So, that is what the Lakers have to do. Everything, the intangibles, the fundamentals, hitting your free throws, boxing out, getting back in transition, not turning the ball over. All of that is going to go into the final key because this Thunder team is that good. They're number one in the West for a reason, and it's not going to be easy, guys. So we're going to have to – this will be the win of the year, even though no Shea, no Luka. If we can pull it off, it'll be huge. So let's get it, man. Let's get it. Again, appreciate you guys so much for tuning in, man. Whether we agree or disagree, it's always love, man. It's always love. And I hope to see you guys here for post game. And I hope to see you guys over there live during the game on primetime. All right. Enjoy the game, guys. Go Lakers. Peace.